in action here. Today is chest and triceps day, so let's get into it. Gonna start off with some very light warm-ups on the incline. Right now we're progressively overloading the incline press, so I'm gonna get this bench over here. We're gonna set it up so we can get some warm-ups in, just focusing on that upper chest, and this will be my main chest movement for the day. So let's get this set up, let's get into it. I've got my notebook here, per usual. I'm writing down every single lift, every single rep. I'm progressively getting better over time. That's how I'm gonna get gains. It's just being better than I was last week, and that's really what we're doing today. So let me get you guys into a better spot so you can really see what we're doing. I feel like it's tough to tell. Maybe like right there-ish, we probably good. Yeah, that'll be good. Lower this a touch. That's good right there. Okay, let's get into it. So, incline dumbbell press. Let's get the bench a little lower than that. That's where I like the bench, right about there. I'll slide this over to more. Alright, just getting a feel for the movement here. Try to keep this entirely focused on the chest. You guys probably can't even see me over there. You definitely can. Definitely can. Alright, let's grab 25 pounds just to get the blood flowing, get the movement going a little bit. So bring the dumbbells out here, a little stretch at the bottom, pressing up, and that's what we're doing. Focusing on the chest here. Trying not to press with our shoulders, trying not to press with the triceps either. Really want to focus on the chest. All right, here we go. Feel a little warmed up after that. A little more water in us. We're gonna get the 40-pound dumbbells up next, and then we'll jump into our 77-pound dumbbells, which are pretty heavy, but we're trying to get stronger, and I'll actually see how many reps I did last week, because we need to go up in reps. Warm up with the 40 pounders now. Blood is starting to flow. So let's grab these 40s just to get another warm up rep in. I like to be super warm before I start playing with heavier weights, especially on shoulder days, like benching and stuff. 1. Easy reps with the 40s. Now, I'm gonna have to reconstruct my 77-pound dumbbells because my dad took the weights off the one, so we're gonna have to go back up to 77 because one of these is sitting at 52 pounds, one of them is sitting at 77. These are some big dumbbells. Let's get on them. Okay, I need a 5.5. Okay, let me take the one side off. It looks like a 5.5 times 2 maybe. That's what it looks like. Where is the other one at? Ah, there it is. So we gotta put both of these on this one. One. And here's the other one. Which, super heavy. All right, let's see how many reps we did last week. Let's see. We're just gonna do 3 working sets of incline press here. Last week we did 67 times 14, and then we jumped to 77, we did 8, and then our third set we did 7.5. So let's do 3 working sets with 77. Let's try to beat 8 for one of them. This first set might just be 8 reps, and I think we'd be content with that. Because we're doing more than we did last week, because our first set we did 67 pounds. This week we're gonna do 3 sets with 77. And then next week, maybe we'll probably try to go up in weight. All right, let's get it, here we go. 77 pounds, gotta get at least somewhere in the 8 reps range or something like that, 7 to 8. Heavy. Oh, there we go. Did 9 reps. Technically did 10 because that first rep I didn't count, but we did 9 reps. I'm gonna write it down because if you don't write it down, you know, how are you gonna know you're making gains? Oh man, that was exhausting. 9 reps, 77 pounds. Dumbbell press, 77 times 9. I think we can get 10 on this next set, which I would be pretty happy about. Okay. Chest and triceps day. Today's the 6th. 8/6/26. All right, okay, we're gonna do 3 sets of 77, and then we'll move on to our incline dumbbell skull crushers, and then we'll move on into, I guess, dips. After that would probably be the next thing. And then we'll do some rope extensions for the triceps. Definitely getting a bit of a pump. It's coming in, definitely coming in. Good lighting right here, really good down lighting. Wouldn't look as good in like a gym or setting or somewhere with, you know, surrounding lighting. We've got these down lightings here, which are very nice to have in your home gym. Okay. I'm gonna take a sip of water. I'm gonna get prepped here to get back into set number 2 of 3. I'm just doing 3 working sets per exercise for the majority of my lifts. I just think that I've been doing too much. I've been doing 4 or 5 sets. It's too many sets. I think 3 hard working sets, and if I'm just training almost every day, I think I'm gonna progressively overload. I know I'm going to. It's gonna be easier for me to progress, I think, just from a recovery standpoint. Now, if I had all the time in the world to just bodybuild, even naturally, I think I am a natural, but I just mean as a natural, you just need so much rest, so much nutrition. You just need to put so much effort in to be able to, you know, recover from training a muscle group like 5 sets on bench press and then, you know, another 5 sets of like flies or something. Like, we're just not getting the recovery in time. That's ultimately what it comes down to is, you know, if I'm gonna do 10 sets of chest 2 times a week, that's 20 sets for a chest going balls to the wall. I'm gonna be really, really sore, tore up. I'm gonna be tired, sluggish. I'm just not gonna get the recovery that I think I could get if I just do a little bit less. Just cut back a little bit. So let's do this next set here. Let's try to get 10, because we got 9 there. I think we can get 10. All right, let's do it. 77 pounds. Here we go. 4. We'll call it 9. Holy crap, we'll call that 9. That was rough. That was a rough set. The cardio system did not like that at all. Holy cow, okay. We did 9 again. So same as last time, but both sets, that's 1 more rep than we had done last week. Last week, I had done it on the first time I did it 8, and then I did 7.5. This workout, this day, I've done 9, and then 9, and then we got 1 more set. I think I'm only gonna get 8, just because I'm feeling pretty fatigued after that. But if we could get 8 on this next set, I would be really, really happy about that. And then next week, I might have to even, I guess next week we'll stay with 77 and see what we can get. And by next week, I mean the next time I train, which technically will be next week. But it's a 4-day split, so it doesn't necessarily mean next week. In this instance, it does. I might go up. I might go up to like 80 something. But I also might not, because if we stay with this and we can get like 10 to 12, I think we'd really be in business. And then once I hit that 10, 11, 12 rep range with the 77, we'll bump it up. Maybe we'll add 5 pounds to the bar and we'll go up to 82 pounds, which would be pretty heavy for me. The most I think I've ever dumbbell press is like 80 pounds for like a couple reps, like 5 or something. So, all right, we've got 1 more set here. I'm gonna drink a little bit of water. Keep the fluids going. I always push the fluids during the lift and obviously after and before, but it's important to keep drinking, push the fluids during your sesh. Otherwise, you're kind of, you start to lose a little bit of your ability to continue. So we got 1 more set of the incline dumbbell press, and then we'll move on to some tricep exercises, which is pretty exciting. The nice thing about only doing 3 sets per muscle group is the workouts take a lot less time and a lot less energy, which I'm not complaining about that. So, feel pretty pumped up. Let's see what do we got here. Looks pretty good in this spot right here. Abs look decent. I feel a little bit full. I feel pretty full right now. The muscles are definitely hydrated. I've got creatine in me. Been eating okay. I've been eating healthy, but just I haven't been getting enough calories, enough protein, enough carbs, I think, for what I need to be getting. So I'm gonna make sure I really crack down on that. I need to go to the store and purchase some bulk ground beef because I've run out of deer meat pretty much at this point. Okay. Man, cardio, just from talking, is getting severely injured. Okay, here we go. 3rd set, final set. Gotta get at least 7.5 to 8 reps here. I'm thinking 8 would be perfect. Okay. That's all I got. Whew. 7 reps. That was tough. If you count the first one of me getting it up, it's 8. But I don't know if we can really count that. Whew. All right. Oh, tired. Okay. So we did 7 reps there. We're finished with the dumbbell press. On to the incline dumbbell. Skull crushers, hitting the triceps. And then we only have 2 more things after that. It's funny, I feel like I'm always talking about the end of my workout, like looking forward to the end of it. I do enjoy coming in here and lifting, but it's not the same when you're not, absolutely blasting the caffeine, blasting loud music. It's a little bit of a contrast to what I'm used to doing, so it takes a little bit of getting used to. It's probably not quite as fun, me coming in here and being a little bit more focused with the book and, not blasting caffeine and blasting loud music. The dopamine gets brought down a little bit. It feels a little bit more like work, which is okay, because I think that that's gonna give me a better result at the end of the day. And that is why we're down here doing this, is trying to get the gains, trying to stay lean, build muscle at the same time. That's the whole point, right? That's why we do it. It's not just for fun. It is fun, but that's not the only reason we do it. And I'm gonna try and live stream all of these lifts just for myself. This is all for me. I'm trying to get gains, I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to look back on these videos months from now, years from now, and look back and be proud of the progress that I've made from putting in the time, effort, energy, and work. So that's why we're doing it. That's why we're here, trying to get the gains, trying to stay lean, trying to stay active. And that's why we're writing it down too, because if you don't write it down, how the hell do you know if you're making any progress? So my rant's over. Let's get this next set here. Doing some tricep extensions, kind of like this, on the same level of bench. Another sip of water here. And I like to warm up the triceps as best as possible. There we go. All right, let's grab the 20s. Actually, let's start with 15s. This is just a warm-up set. We're just here to warm up right now. I'm coming back here, keeping the elbows tucked in, straight back. Get a nice stretch at the bottom, extending all the way up. Keeping tension all the way through. Gotta look what we got last week and see what we need to be going for, but I need to warm up first because my elbow, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my elbow's popping, which is not great, but it doesn't hurt. So I think we're okay. Mostly just because it doesn't hurt. If you ever feel pain, I stop. If you ever feel pain lifting, you need to stop. Something's wrong, if you're doing something wrong maybe, or your joints are bad or whatever. All right, got the blood flowing. Okay, don't need to go too crazy with the 10 or 15s. I might grab the 20s next. I want to see what I did last week. So, last week I did, on the incline dumbbell skull, 20 for 14, 25 for 8, and then 25 for 6. So let's grab the 20 pounders, let's try to do 15, and then let's keep it going up. I think that's gonna be the goal. Got a few messages here, what did that say? Oh, it's not important at the moment, okay. Let's get into it here. 20 pounders for 15 plus, just so we do a little more than we did last week. Focusing on good form now. 20 pounders, really light. Focusing on the muscle, mind muscle connection, good form. 1, you can hear the pop. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, holy cow. That's actually all I could do. That was my max, that's all I had. I literally did the same amount exactly that I had done yesterday. Did not make any gains, or not yesterday. What was this, July 30th? That was like over the weekend perhaps? Regardless, no, that was last week. We did not make much progress on that lift at all, but that's okay. We did 20 times 14. That's what we did last week. We're gonna still grab the 25s. We did 8 last week. So let's at least try to get 8. because we want to at least match what we did last week. We don't want to go backwards. I almost went backwards on that side. And sometimes it's okay to go backwards. Sometimes you have to go backwards in order to go forwards, which not really my favorite thing to do. I'm trying to constantly get progress, get gains, stronger in every aspect of my life, whether it's fitness, health, you know, social life, finances. You know, I'm trying to always get better. We're trying to improve our life, increase, you know, every aspect, every spoke on the wheel. We're trying to increase, we're trying to improve. Right? That's what every man should be doing. That's what every girl should be doing. All the spokes that are most important to you, you should be trying to improve those every single day. Come in to the gym, do better than you did last time, do more than you did last time. That's what we're trying to do. Get the progress, the gains, the growth. Pushing the fluids today. So, going on to set number 2 of the tricep extension. We've got 2 more to go, 3 total sets. I just did a set with 20 pounders, did 14 reps. Now we're gonna move up to the 25-pound dumbbells, and we're gonna try to get, how many reps do we need to get? 8 reps. So let's do it. I'm gonna move these dumbbells out of the way. Oh my gosh, tight. These are so heavy, I'm just gonna slide this one over. 70s other pounds. Heavy. Okay. Right up with the 25s. 25s? Did they take the 25s? No, right here. Okay. 25-pound dumbbells. Here we go. We gotta get 8 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. Call it 9. Barely. I'm counting it. I'm counting it as 9. Whew. That was exhausting. I feel like my cardio has gotten worse. I think it's partially just from doing the live stream because I have to talk so much. I don't have to, but I'm talking so much during the lives that I'm just getting out of breath. But that was good. That was a good set. 25 times 9. So we did 14 for 20, and then we did the 25 for 9. So now we gotta do 25s for at least 8. I gotta get at least 8 here. But I'm feeling pretty full, pretty pumped up. Jamar Chase Glazer, yo, what's up? Appreciate you watching. Okay, 25 pounders, last set of this. And then we're gonna have to set up our super jank dip setup, which is, it's terrible, but it does work. It's a good setup. I think that's what I'm trying to overload on. I really don't love dips. They feel a little crazy on the shoulders when I do dips, like a little bit of tension like in here that I don't really like to feel. Maybe I'll have to switch up exercises to something else at some point if I'm finding that it's an issue over time with the dips. But dips are just so cool. It just seems like such a cool workout to be able to like do your chest and your triceps, you know, at the same time to such a good, you know, a good stretch. Like the stretch on the chest is crazy at the bottom of the dip. And I think you're probably getting some great gains from it. But, you know, if you're jeopardizing your shoulders, it's probably not a good exercise to be doing. And especially if I'm trying to progressively overload it and add weight, it might be something that's a little bit too intensive for the shoulder joint. And I'm trying to maximize long-term here. So let's get this last set. What does it say? I squatted 145 at 13 in 3 months, 6 times. What does that say? I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Hold on. I squatted 145 at 13 in 3 months, 6 times. Okay, I'm confused. Explain. You have to explain what you mean by that. It seems like you squatted 135 pounds at 13 years old, maybe? Is what you're saying? It's pretty good. That's pretty dang good. I barely squat anything. I could squat like, I'm overloading with like 160 something right now. I'm so weak on the squats. But if you focus on the form, progressive overload with the squat, great exercise for the legs. Love it. 145 at 13 years old, maybe? So you're trying to say? Is that your like 1 rep max, or you're saying you did it multiple times? I'm confused. I'm gonna do the set, but you let me know. 25s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8.5 maybe? Call it 8 reps. All right, that was a good set. 8 reps, good set. What do we got here? Multiple reps, that's good, that's good work. Yeah, I'm not super focused on trying to get, heavy weights up. It's not really a priority. We're trying to get heavy weights for as many reps as possible to achieve growth. At least that's what I'm doing. People ask me all the time, like, what's your max bench, what's your max squat? And I'm just like, I don't know, I don't care, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter to you. Unless, you're powerlifting and it does matter, that's cool, great, wonderful. But, I think the most important thing is that, you're achieving your goals, right? So for me, goals aren't to lift heavy weights, it's to be physically fit, stay in shape, look good, be healthy, optimize for longevity. These are all things. You natty, right? Yes, 100% natty. Been lifting for probably about 8 or 9 years now, and I've taken it very seriously for the past 5 or 6 years or so. But to be honest, I haven't really changed that much in the past 2 or 3 years. I've kind of been around this physique. This is about what I've looked like, fluctuating a little bit in like how lean I am. I'm probably sitting around 12% body fat right now. Should do a vid with Jesse James. Oh, that'd be sweet. Love that guy, he's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm not on that level of physique. That guy is crazy. He's like super diced, super big, he's tall. Dude's got a crazy physique. I'm trying to be like that, right? That would be sweet. But yeah, I'm pretty lean right now. I'm, like I said, in that 12, maybe even a little less, depending on the day. Sometimes I drank a lot of water today, so I'm pretty full. But some days the leanness is crazy. The striations can be crazy. Like there you can see some delt striations coming in, which is great. And I have a pump and down lighting. If it was, in a gym or something, I probably wouldn't look as good. You'll make it one day, and I believe in. Dude, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. That's great. All right, I gotta set up the dip machine, dip setup. I hate setting it up. It's a lot of work, but it's kind of fun once you get it set up. So I'll end up having to take my bench here, and I'll stack a cooler on top of the bench, and then I'll stack stuff on top of the cooler. Yeah, it sounds good. I'll show you guys. It's pretty fun. All right, we're gonna take the bench here first. Then we gotta get the cooler. Then we gotta get this thing. Bear with me, guys. This is pretty cool. Get rid of that. Take this off. Get rid of this stuff. I gotta take that off. These things go sideways. This gets moved this way. About there. And then this comes up here. And then we get the other bar. I gotta grab another bar and you'll see what I'm talking about. Alright, gotta get the bar. And that is our dip setup right there. Beautiful, right? So I kind of pop up on here. That's how we do them. You're gonna move this thing up. So I'm gonna do a warm-up set, bring you guys a little bit closer so you can see what we're working with here. Give you guys a better idea of what this looks like. Definitely not my favorite thing to do, but it is pretty cool once you get, really rip it on. All right, I think this needs to go a little higher too. But anyways, we'll do a warm-up set here. I'm not gonna count this as a working set. Kind of assist myself with my feet a bit. Kind of just get warmed up, and then we'll do our first set. I'm gonna do three working sets. Let's say, I don't know if you know, but Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you. Yeah, I appreciate that. Jesus does love you. That's a great comment. You're a good kid. At 13 years old, you said you're 13. You had a great outlook on life. Keep that mentality. All right. So we've got, last week we did body weight times 10, and then the next set I had pain and I stopped. So hopefully we don't have pain, but we'll do 3 working sets. We'll see how much we can do for body weight. I'm thinking we could probably get somewhere in the ballpark of, I think we could get like 15 reps here. We got here in the comments? Some comments coming in that I'm not reading. Well appreciated, thank you, man. All right, let's get it here. We got set number 1 on the dips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, we did 17 reps there. I think I honestly probably could have done a couple more. So I think I'm gonna have to get the belt and add some weight just because that was a little bit too easy. I need to be closer to 12 reps than that. That was way too many reps. Gonna have to add some weight so you don't have to yell. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll stop yelling as much. Appreciate you letting me know. It's probably like a bit of an echo in this room from these walls and mirrors. The mirrors, the sound pings back and forth a ton. Great thing about doing dips is you get an insane pump. Like the pump just goes crazy. It's like peak pump. It's like the most pumped I've been in a while. No, don't mind. Word. All right, I'm gonna go acquire a rope to be able to add some weight to this machine. You should get mics for, so you don't, I know, yeah. I do have actually a camera and a mic that I use on my other YouTube channel, which is FinFurFeather. There might be a link in the description of this, or you can just click on my channel. There's probably a link over there. I've got a hunting and fishing outdoor channel, so feel free to check that out if you're interested. I have a good, really high quality film camera, and I've got a DJI, microphone that goes with that. And I want to start doing that for these. I feel like this is, yeah, go ahead, check it out. But it's just a little bit too much work to have to live stream off the computer and the camera every single day, because then I have to charge the camera, the mic. I gotta just do it through the phone for now. Just for now. Eventually though, I think I will have to upgrade to doing it from the film camera, because that just would be a much better experience for the viewer. But for now, this is honestly for me. A big part of the reason I'm doing this is for my own personal growth. Not as much just to build another avenue of, stuff out there in the field, but it's more so for me so I can continue. I appreciate you, much appreciated, man. That's sweet. But I'm just trying to get, document my lifts, document all of the progress that I make, which is just going to allow me to make even more gains over time. I think it's a little bit of an accountability thing too, because I've got you guys all watching, and I got to do dips. Maybe if you guys weren't watching, I wouldn't do 17 dips on my first set. Now I got to freaking add more weight because I got people watching. Not really because of that, but it's an obligation thing. You know what I mean? You're great, Mr. I appreciate that. I hope you're learning a little something. If you're trying to be at the gym, just focus on, progressive overload, consistency, eating healthy, whole foods, and you'll be best shape you can get into. All right, I'm gonna go grab a rope really quick so I can plate load this and actually finish this freaking workout. I'll be right back. All right, Got the rope here. There we go. I need to grab a dumbbell. I think we're gonna do, I'm gonna do a 30-pound dumbbell here. I think I can do it. So I'm just gonna tie this to the dumbbell. Take me forever to tie it, jeez. There we go. And then I'm gonna take this around the waist, hook it back to itself. That might be hanging a little too low. Yeah, it's a little low. Gonna have to figure that out. Maybe I can bring this around to itself. That might work. Yeah, that'll work. For now, that'll work for this set. There we go. That's better. Maybe that's not better. This usually works pretty good. I'm just being kind of silly. There we go. That should do it right there. Now it should work. Yeah, that's better. All right. Set number 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 8, 9, 12 reps. That's a pretty good set. Whew. Honestly, the cardio started to go pretty quick there. Didn't feel great. Did I miss any comments? Good work, keep it up, thanks. Holy cow, I am white. So we did body weight times, I think we did 17, and we did 30 pounds. I don't even know how many it was, 10 reps, I think. Okay, and we're gonna do 30 pounds again. See how many we can get. And that'll be our last set of dips. And then we'll move out there and do some rope push downs. I'm gonna go check it out. See you, dude. Appreciate you watching. See you on the next one. Okay, gotta do rope extensions. Whew. Very tired. Very tired. Pop this thing open. Keep pushing the fluids, guys. You gotta push the fluids during your workouts. Whew. It's important to have good quality water for this too. I've got just filtered well water, but if you're drinking public water, highly recommend you invest in reverse osmosis, filter system, or some sort of high quality filter system to make sure you're drinking clean water, because the stuff that they're putting in the water is probably not good. If you could taste chlorine or fluoride, that sounds like a problem to me, so anyways, pump is going pretty good, pretty sweet pump. Physique looking pretty good, pretty dialed in, pretty lean, probably around that 12% range. Shoulders feel it a little bit from the dips, but we just have this one more set to do on dips. Kind of feel it in the entire chest when I do dips. Feel it in the chest, triceps, and delts even a little bit, which some people might not feel it in the delts, but I definitely feel it in the delts. Ooh, lady's texting me that she's coming over. Pretty exciting. Anyways, gotta get this set, gotta finish it up, and let's freaking go. Let's get it. Here we go. Last set of dips, which is pretty exciting. Not mad about that at all. Here we go. There we go. Got our dumbbell hanging here. Yeah, this seems to work pretty good, just like this. Here we go. Get 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 10. There we go. 10 reps. So with that, whew, it's exhausting, but we did it. All right, we gotta move out to do tricep push downs now. I feel like I need a second of rest after that. That was exhausting on cardio, but super pumped up. I think dips might be one of the best exercises for getting an upper body pump, because literally every single muscle group is involved right in here. You got your triceps pushing, you got your delts, especially the front delt, really, getting involved. And of course you have the pecs getting involved as well. And a little bit of abdominal activation as well, just kind of keeping the core stabilized. But yeah, the pump is looking pretty crazy right now, which is pretty sweet. What's good, man? Hey, man, not much. Just finishing up chest and triceps workout. I'm about to go out here and do some push downs, try to grow the triceps. I'm trying to progressively overload too. I gotta write down my lifts in the notebook right here. If you guys are into weightlifting and you don't have a notebook to write down your lifts in, I highly recommend you get one. It's gonna help you to know exactly what you lifted last week. Like last week on the dips, I wrote down that I did body weight times 10 reps. And I also wrote down that I got not injured, but felt pain and I stopped. I think the weeks before I had done different exercises, but I did more this week than I did last week. So that's making progress. And I did some dumbbell press and I improved from last week, which is pretty important. Good crap, brother. I just use an app. Dude, an app is good. I think an app is good because you always have your phone with you. So if you're traveling or something, you'll have it, which I think is good. But there's something about writing it down that gives me a lot of satisfaction. And I do most of my lifts in this gym down here. If I ever go and travel, I just bring this thing with me. I mean, it's just a book. It's good to have, especially to be able to look back on. But yeah, if you got an app to write it down in, that honestly might be better because it's on your phone, it's easy to bring with you. It might even be easier to like look at certain stuff, but something about having a physical book, it gets it done for me. So, all right, I'm gonna go out there, get ready to do these rope push downs. I actually have to bring that with me. What kind of volume do you work with? Total volume, like per week, not that much, man. I'd say like, I've got a 4-day split and I probably work out on average 6 days a week. So, probably hitting each muscle group 1.5 times per week. And each day is probably, call it 6 sets per muscle group. So call it 9 sets per muscle group. And if you're talking reps, would be 9 times, I don't know, average of 10 reps maybe. So 90 reps per muscle group per week, which it's not crazy. And then so for weight, obviously you have to do that calculation too, but not crazy. I'm just doing 3 sets for every muscle group per workout. So for incline press, I did 3 sets, stopped. Triceps, 3 sets, stopped. And then I did, dips, 3 sets, on to the next. Now we're doing extensions. We're gonna do 3 working sets. I'm doing a warm-up set too, to just get the blood flowing, make sure the joints are good, because it's always good to warm up. But anyways, I gotta get out here and get this workout done. Okay, going out into the other room here. This is where the whitetails and the deer hang. But pull-up bar here, this is actually where I set up my push-down setup. I gotta adjust this. Jeez, this thing's all messed up, but whatever. Anyways, I'll be right back. I gotta grab the thing to do the push-downs. I'll be right back. It just so happens to be attached to the rope that I was using for dips. So, got this little pulley here. Pulley goes up, latches onto here. We gotta grab a bigger dumbbell. I need to grab a 40-pound dumbbell. The 30-pound dumbbell is a little bit too light, so I gotta go grab that. I'll be right back. Got the 40-pound dumbbell. I grabbed the 10-pound plate as well, because I'm gonna need that. All right, let's grab this. Attach it to this. All right, so bring you guys a little closer so you can see what we're doing. Okay, here we are. So pull you a little further away. Drop it down a little bit. So here we go. Tricep push down, 40 pounds. This is just a warm-up set for me. This is really light. We're gonna go up to 51. All right, I felt pretty good. I feel pretty good. I'm gonna check the notebook and see what we did last week. It's a pretty important metric, is figuring out exactly how many reps, how many sets I did. Let's grab the notebook here. So last week we did 40 for 13 as our first set. We're just gonna jump straight into the 50 and then we'll do 2 sets because I wanna be done. I'm feeling pretty good today. All right, so we got 51 pounds on the extension here. I think I need to get somewhere in that 10 to 15 range. Oh, it's heavy. 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna give myself 9.5 reps there because honestly it was pretty poor. Pretty poor rep range for my behalf. So we did 51 pounds for 9.5. We're gonna do that same weight again. I gotta go grab my water, I'll be right back. We're back with the water. All right. I know this setup is kind of jank. It's not really ideal. You can see out here a little bit better, like frontal lighting. Definitely not look as full in this sort of lighting, but in the other room, the down lighting is just crazy. It's crazy the difference lighting can make to your physique in like, a matter of seconds. But regardless, we got to get this set. This is gonna be my last set. And then I'm gonna be done for the day, which is really exciting. Go take a shower, eat some food. Oh, I stink a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. So I gotta finish this up. Oh man, I'm feeling pretty gassed though, I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling extremely tired, but this is good. We overloaded from last week. I think last week we did, how many did we do last week? We did 50 times 8.5. So that means that we went up by 1 whole rep on that set. And if we can get like 9 reps here, that means that we will have gone up by another rep from last week. And that's all I'm really trying to do, is just go up in reps from last week, or even sets would be fine too if I'm trying to gain muscle, but reps is better because then I can keep the set amount the same if I just do 3 sets and just go up in weight every time. But let's do this last set here and then we'll go upstairs, shower off, get cleaned up, eat some food. That would be ideal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, almost 9. Alright, I gotta be honest with myself. I think I probably did about 8.5 reps there. So that's what we're gonna count it as. 8.5, which is up about a half rep from last week. I did go up by a pound in weight. All right, let's take this into the other room. Do a little bit of some Pennsylvania flexing in the mirror here. Am I in the gap here? It's probably like right around there. Yeah, that's what I like. So here we get the pump pretty much finished up. Pretty nice looking pump. Delts looking great. Looking very muscular, very shredded, very jacked. And that's what we come here to do. It's all about the physique. I pretty much am bodybuilding at this point in time. It's pretty good physique. that's it for today, people. I appreciate you watching, appreciate you following along. Like, subscribe. If you're looking for any kind of assistance to achieve your fitness goals, hit me up on Instagram at FinFurFeather. Seriously, hit me up, guys, if you need the help. I appreciate you.